Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Forest Job. Yeah, it's been a weird couple of days, isn't it? I was gonna just ignore everything and carry on with the series and not not make this into some sort of time capsule of a really strange time in football history. But as you can tell from the from the front of the menu system here, and if I scroll around, you'll see that it is the Arsenal version of the PES 21 release. You guys know I'm an Arsenal fan. I haven't made any secret of that, and thankfully, I'm recording this episode um, around about midnight on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday or is it Monday? I don't even know anymore. It's the 20th anyway. Um, it's been announced in the last hour that all six English clubs that were proposed to be members of this new European Super League have now withdrawn from the project and will no longer be participating in that competition. A competition which I've not hidden from on the comment sections of my previous videos that have coincided with all of this taking place. I've been vehement in its opposition. I don't think it's right. I think it's greed. It doesn't follow the principles of football. It doesn't follow the principles of sport as played in Europe, especially. I'm not going to get into the kind of America versus Europe part of the conversation because I think it's a lot more nuanced than that. But yeah. For anyone that doesn't want to listen to me talking about this, I'm going to throw up a timestamp on screen now that will tell you where to skip to get into the actual meat of the episode and today's Champions League match. Okay, so I'm going to read you an open letter which was apparently sent by the Arsenal board, and by the Arsenal board we mean Stan Kroenke because he can hire and fire whoever the fuck he wants. Apparently he thinks it's his club. Um, so this open letter is entitled An Open Letter to Our Fans. The last few days have shown us yet again the depth of feeling our supporters around the world have for this great club and the game we love. We needed no reminding of this, but the response from supporters in recent days has given us time for further reflection and deep thought. It was never our this bit's great. It was never our intention to cause such distress. However, when the invitation to join the Super League came, while knowing there were no guarantees, we did not want to be left behind to ensure we protected Arsenal and its future. As a result of listening to you and the wider football community over recent days, we are withdrawing from the proposed Super League. We made a mistake and we apologise for it. Well, that's very fucking big of you. We know it will take time to restore your faith in what we are trying to achieve here at Arsenal, but let us be clear that the decision to be part of the Super League was driven by our desire to protect Arsenal, the club you love, and to support the game you love through greater solidarity and financial stability. Um, well, that's fucking bullshit because there wouldn't have been any financial stability for the rest of the English League, just the six clubs that joined, and that was a major stumbling block for most people, including myself, because without the football pyramid, you might as well not bother having football. Um, Back to the statement. Stability is essential for the game to prosper, and we will continue to strive to bring the security the game needs to move forward. The system needs to be fixed. We must work together to find solutions which protect the future of the game and harness the extraordinary power of football. The extraordinary power football has to get us on the edge of our seats. Finally, we know this has been hugely unsettling at the end of what has been an incredibly difficult year for us all. Well, more difficult for some people than others, Stan? Sitting in your fucking ivory tower with billions of dollars in your back pocket to keep you warm. Our aim is always to make the right decisions for this great football club. Well, that's interesting. I don't think I could count on one hand the right decisions that you've made for this great football club over the last few years, to protect it for the future and to take us forward. We didn't make the right decision here, which we fully accept. We have heard you, the Arsenal board. So that's the biggest crock of shit that I've ever read in my entire life. They claim that they joined the Super League after receiving an invitation because they wanted to protect the club. Everything that I've seen reports that Stan Kroenke, who, for those of you who aren't Arsenal fans, and I know there are a lot of you out there, he is the head of KSC, Kroenke Sporting Enterprises, I think it stands for. Honestly, I don't care enough to know. Um, it's a company that owns the likes of Colorado Rapids and a bunch of other sporting franchises in Colorado and LA. Um, so he's one of the main men behind this. So he didn't receive an invitation; he sent himself the invitation. So this disingenuous bollocks about we wanted to maintain, we wanted to protect the club that you love. Notice they said the club that you love and not the club that we love. Very interesting that that language is exactly what they went with. Um, they've made this decision just to line their own pockets at the end of the day. That's all it is. All six of these clubs can argue until the cows come home about, oh, we only joined in because we were afraid of getting left behind. But at the end of the day, all that this was ever designed to do was to line the pockets of the people that owned those 12 clubs that were officially joined and the other three that they wanted to get involved. That's all it was there for. Financial protection for the owners of those clubs. And I'm not surprised that all six English clubs have withdrawn because I don't think that there would have been many people within the club outside of the ownership that would have found it palatable at all. I'm certain that the manager wouldn't have been a fan of it. Certainly, a lot of the players at the club wouldn't be fans of it, especially our young English contingent who are pushing for places at the Euros. I'm thinking particularly of Saka here. Bukayo Saka is a really promising young player who can fulfill a number of roles, and I think he's got a good chance of going to the Euros this summer if it takes place. That's still up in the air with COVID and everything that's going on. But it's just this entire episode, I'm afraid, has really pushed me to breaking point as a supporter. I've already jacked in my Arsenal membership. I'm no longer a member of the club. Not that it really matters one way or the other to them, but it's something that I've been a member for decades at this point, and the fact that I've given it up is it's galling. I never thought I would be in a position where I wouldn't be a member of the club, but here I am. I will not attend another match. I will not pay to watch another match as long as Stan Kroenke is in charge of Arsenal. And I would encourage anyone that is a fan of the other big six, top six, whatever the fuck they're calling themselves at the moment, to do the same. If you feel that strongly as I do that what they've tried to do here is absolutely unacceptable, then we need to hit them where it hurts, and that is in the pocket. And that means not attending matches, not buying the brisket burgers that are priced £17.50. You know, don't pay pay-per-view matches. Uh, Cancel your subscriptions to Sky Sports and BT Sports if you have specific contracts with them for TV that you can get out of. Cancel them and tell them why you're doing it. Tell them it's because of this. Um, it will hurt them. It will hurt them because if enough people do that, and there's enough of a backlash that the TV companies aren't getting the value they want out of their TV contracts, when the contracts come up for renewal, they won't be paying as much. And these six clubs will be the ones that are blamed for it. Um, I said to a friend earlier, he said to me about all of this, that at least we got an apology. The Fenway Sports Group didn't even bother to apologise to Liverpool fans. And to be honest with you, the apology is so thin and tinny that I really don't care that they've apologised. I feel just the same as if they hadn't bothered at all. He said it's a worry now that in the minds of these people, will they stop investing in the clubs either out of spite or greed? And I responded, and this is something that I didn't think I would ever say about my own club. I hope they do. I hope we lose our semi-final. I hope we finish ninth. I hope Stan ends up owning a club worth a fraction of the price he paid for it, and I hope he's forced to sell it. Fuck him. Fuck his son. I'm done. And that pretty much sums it up. So good news for most other supporters of the other 14 teams in the Premier League. It looks as though the European Super League is dead in the water. But this whole fiasco has left an awful lot of football supporters questioning what are we doing supporting these teams. And I would ask if you're a supporter outside of those top six, and I'm talking about Tottenham fans as well as Arsenal fans and Liverpool and everyone here, it's not these fans' fault what these clubs have tried to do. And while I think it is absolutely right and just that everybody aim their anger and their wrath at the ownership of those clubs, please just bear in mind that a lot of these fans are really unhappy at the moment, and it could just as easily be one of you that's having to go through that. And let's just let's save the vitriol for the owners of these clubs. Yeah, there we go. Right, okay. I think that's everything that I wanted to say. I apologise for what's been a very slow opening to this episode of The Forest Job, but I needed to get that off of my chest, and hopefully most of you watching agree with me. So let's go into the Master League, and we'll be greeted with that lovely music that indicates that we are taking part in a cup competition, and we are, because today we're taking on Roma in the Champions League. It's our second game in the Champions League in 40 years. Of course, back then it wasn't called the Champions League, it was just the European Cup. And things have changed a little bit for the team. As I mentioned before, that we had sold Sam Cosgrove. That was the only sale that we made. I'm just doing the stuff that I normally do after logging in before I start recording, but we're not going to bother with that today. We're going to go straight into the match. So here we are, and it's Nottingham Forest versus Roma, a very talented Roma side. They've got a kit that's quite reminiscent of what Arsenal wear away from home at the moment. Let's have a look at the game plan. Everybody looking good form-wise, but our problem is stamina. So we're going to make one or two changes that are just going to allow us to stay the course. The players that lose an awful lot of their stamina are the ones through a game that are the ones that I'm going to look to make changes for. We'll throw Kloschek on the bench. Sailmakers will get his first start for the team. I'm going to go with Camavinga with the eye on the bench of Tonali being able to come in for him, because I think Camavinga is that important to the way that we play that we should be starting with him. But Tonali will probably come on for him in the second half. Arcas up front, probably not going to burn himself out during this game, so we should be able to allow him to continue. So I think that's all the changes that we need to make today. And let's get into the game. According to my watch, we're already 13 and a half, nearly 14 minutes into this episode. So apologies to anyone that stuck with me through me just that real kind of like, you know, mental outpouring of emotion from the last 24 hours. And welcome back to everybody that used the timestamp to fast forward to the match in question. There is our Captain Fantastic Joe Worrell with the resplendent mullet, leading the team out for the second Champions League game of the campaign. And if I remember correctly, this would be... is this our first Champions League match at home? I can't remember if we were home and away in the other leg, but certainly this is going to be a big test for us against a team of great pedigree in Roma, and they've got a lot of decent players, including Edin Dzeko, who you can see just at the top of the screen there, making his way towards Frimpong to try and track him down. They're standing off a little bit here. Giving us time to move the ball around. Early cross into the box. Oh, Arcas was onside and very nearly got a touch on the ball, which could have ended up resulting in a goal. So Harry Wilson floats one in. Arcas near post. Frimpong on the half volley, and he absolutely sails it high and wide. Awful effort from Frimpong, but he is a defender by trade. Don't expect him to score too many goals in a season. Here's Luca Pellegrini. It's a hell of a long name. Diawara. Now Cristante, Zaniolo. Dzeko looking to turn his man, but Salisu more than equal to it. Manages to get the ball away, and now Camavinga lopes forward with the ball at his feet. He doesn't find the pass. Might just about find it second time. No, can't quite. And it's been I'd say a quiet opening for Roma. Did I just see Ghiorza playing at right back? One of the Master League original players. I think it's one of them anyway. Unless there's another footballer by the name of Ghiorza that I'm not aware of. Luca Pellegrini now. Back to Nacho. Diawara all the way back to the goalkeeper. Sailmaker's looking to close down. And now Adel Tarapt moves it to Zaniolo in the centre. Now Diawara. Zaniolo again. That's good from Camavinga. Pellegrini. Pedri. Hernandez is all the way back, helping his team defend here. We're looking very deep. Obviously the players recognising the danger that Roma can present. Camavinga looking to win the ball. If he'd won it there, we could have had a very interesting counter-attacking opportunity. Luca Pellegrini once more. Sailmakers wins the ball, but puts it out of touch. Throw into Roma, and you feel now that Roma are really starting to press and try to get that opening goal of the competition. Frimpong somehow manages to win a throw-in off of that. Long raking ball from Camavinga looking for Wilson. Can't quite find his man, but it was a lovely pass which probably deserved to end up finding a man in a red shirt. Edin Dzeko, Pedri. Camavinga wins it easily. Now Ghiorza, Cristante, out wide to Adel Tarapt. Moves it into the middle for Zaniolo, Diawara. Arcas now. Well, that's good from Arcas to intercept, but he's not going to get to it. And he'll go out for a throw-in to Roma. Sailmaker's doing well to put some pressure on the... oh, hello, Hernandez is in here. Arcas centred, Hernandez can't get to it. But a promising moment for Forest there. as Frimpong moves the ball back into play for Sailmakers. Cross into the box, Arcas near post. Nothing doing. Spaniard has looked the most dangerous player for Nottingham Forest today. Wilson in swinging corner. Busquets underneath it. Sailmakers should pick this one up on the edge of the area. To Ribeiro. Camavinga. Wilson back to Camavinga. Hits it. Oh, great save. Goalkeeper does amazingly well. Wilson. Takes one. Oh, what a goal! Chucho Hernandez absolutely busting the back of the net clean open with only a minute left to go in this first half. And after huffing and puffing, it was finally time for the house to be blown down. Absolutely thunderous effort by the Colombian striker from the edge of the area. And Camavinga forcing the ball through the legs of the defender. Justifies the decision to play him in this first half. And we have a 1-0 lead here. Who needs a Super League when you've got the Champions League? This is what we should aspire to, everybody. That's what this entire series is built on. The idea that you can build a team from the ground up. You can come from the lower divisions. And by signing the right players and instilling the right work ethic, you can have nights like this in Europe against the best. But the best thing about sport is that it's a two-way street. It's a double-edged sword. Yes, you can have a team that performs really well, that can make it to the premier competitions in Europe. But you can also have moments like this where things go a little bit awry. See, the pleasure of European football is nothing without the pain that goes alongside it. The lows make the highs feel even better. Ask any Nottingham Forest fan and they'll tell you it's been a long, long time for them as Gyorza takes the free kick, takes a deflection and it just goes wide. Nottingham Forest fans will be the first to tell you that the glory days should be savoured because they won't last forever. But it's the struggle. Oh, great save. Just have to concentrate for a second here, ladies and gentlemen. That's good from Camavinga. Lovely ball through for Wilson. Here's Arcas now. Hernandez is in here. Can he get a second? He can. It's 2-0 for Nottingham Forest. Chucho Hernandez scoring them both. And the roof is set to come off of this place. Brilliant take by Hernandez. He's come alive this game. It took him a couple of games to get back into the swing of it. But he is once again establishing himself as the premier hitman for this outfit. Pellegrini and Nketiah are both watching on, thinking, good lord, what are we going to have to do to dislodge this man from the starting berth? The answer to that is very simple. Score goals. Worrell. Inside to Oriol Busquets. Busquets is looking to put one over the top here. Oh, Hernandez very nearly getting on the end of it. He's looking for his hat-trick here. It would be a brave man that would take the striker off at this point. He's offside. But again, why is it giving offside when the player is nowhere near interfering with play? I would understand if I went in for a tackle from an offside position directly after the ball was played, but really from there the referee should just be playing on. Ooh. Camavinga is an absolute bus. He just goes straight through people. Physical specimen, and so young as well. Good block. Camavinga now looking to get the tackle in. Arcas can't quite get there. Great save from Newell. The keeper is sometimes an underappreciated position within a team. But Newell is one of those players whose loss makes you so much weaker. Brilliant flying save from the German. And now a corner which must be defended. Looks like they're going to go short. Sailmakers and Salisu in attendance. They've decided to go long in the end. Ribeiro with a good header. Taarabt. Oh, hello. Yes, we managed to get the ball away. And Busquets is on the break on the left wing. Takes a shot. Camavinga. Oh, just past the post. So close, but so far. Going to make some changes now, just to keep things fresh, make sure that the players don't get overawed. I'd like to have Camavinga available for the next match if possible, which is against Tottenham Hotspur. So Tonali comes on in his place. Sailmaker's doing a lovely job on the right. No need to change him at all. And, well, do we change things up front slightly? I think perhaps maybe we do. Let's throw on Nketiah and have him playing as a second centre forward, playing slightly deeper, but only just slightly deeper. Double up the trouble up front. Arcas has had a good game. He's looked deadly. He's had an assist. But it's time to give Eddie a little bit of time to shine as well, if possible. But again, I hate to harp on about it, but I'm sure you all agree. Nights like this are why we support the teams that we support. And it's why football is such an aspirational sport. Because any team with the right management and... oh, hang on a second. Here's a chance. As I was saying, any team with the right management and a little bit of luck can rise from obscurity and find themselves playing in the premier competitions in the world. That's the last I will say on it. Let me know in the comments if you agree. I'm sure that everybody does. But I don't know, maybe you're a fan that was looking forward to the Super League. If you were, let me know why. I'm certainly not going to tell anyone they can't look forward to anything. But I would like to understand, outside of, oh, I want to see my team with lots of money, you know, what really is there to it that's enticing. Right, here we go. Harry Wilson on the break. Holds the ball up. And it all breaks down a little bit. Ball moves into the centre for Diawara. Here's Taarabt out wide. Does well to cut back. Worrell has had a very, very good game today. Here's Sailmakers. Can't quite find the pass that he was looking for, which is a shame. He's better than that. Here we go again, Sailmakers to Nketiah. Into Hernandez, out to Wilson. Oh, Wilson just underhits it slightly. That's my fault. I didn't put enough pepper on that pass. Certainly nothing that he's done. Should make another couple of changes, really. Maybe when the ball goes out of play next, we'll look to make those. Is Taarabt. Just keeps it in. I don't think we're going to get to make any more changes here. Wilson is in space. He's the furthest forward. Just tried to drag it back and take it the other side of the defender, but he was too much aware of it, and Wilson probably a little bit tired to be able to really pull anything off now. That's why you want to make changes, but we're not going to be able to make any more changes. We're already 1 minute into stoppage time. 2 have just gone by. There's the final whistle. It's a brilliant victory for Nottingham Forest, who now have 6 points from 6 in the Champions League, and will no doubt find themselves, if not first, certainly second in their group. Well, we didn't have much of the ball, but it's what you do with it that counts, and you can see from that we were absolutely clinical. 7 shots, 5 on target, 2 of which resulted in goals. Hernandez with both of them on the night. Paulo Fonseca will not be happy with his Roma team today. Harry Wilson had an absolutely terrible time of it. Probably should have brought him off a lot sooner, but he's had better games than that, and he will have better games again. So how does the group look after the second round of matches, the scores of which you can see down below here? Well, we can see that Villarreal beat Anderlecht 3-0 in the other game from our group. I'll spit the words out in the right order eventually if you bear with me. Here's the rest of the results. PSG and Barcelona in the same group and drawing 2-2 here. Celtic with a good victory against Trabzonspor, I'll get it right. And Manchester City also getting a good victory against Atletico. How does that affect our group then? Well, it puts us sitting pretty on top. There's a lot of football yet to be played, but traditional wisdom would tell you that 10 points normally is enough to see you through a qualification group with 4 teams in it. We're already over halfway towards that points total. I'll quickly scroll through the other groups so you can see what's going on with them. I have to say I'm not seeing any massive surprises yet, except for this one. I would have expected Benfica and Ajax to be top of this group. As of yet, no such luck. Madrid trailing behind PAOK in their group. I expect them to put that right. Well, there we go. It's mostly going as you would expect, but there are a few shock results going on in the Champions League. So maybe not all of the big teams are going to make it through. Anyway, that's going to do it for another episode. There were no highlights to speak of, obviously, because the previous match was featured yesterday. Tomorrow we will be taking in the FA Cup match against Brentford. We'll also bring you highlights of the Tottenham match at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium before going back to the Champions League for the game against Villarreal on Thursday. Is that going to be Thursday? I think it probably will be. I'm losing track of the days, honestly. Anyway, until then, thank you very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.